Welcome to the Lawless Astrology channel. My name is Dabney and I'm an evolutionary astrologer. Today I'm going to be talking about the year of the wood snake in Chinese Zodiac astrology. I am not a specialist in the Chinese Zodiac by any stretch of the imagination. I am an evolutionary astrologer, but I had a natural curiosity, which I thought some of you might as well, to learn a little bit about what the year of the snake has in store for us. So if this is content you're interested in, please do stick around. So the more I dug into it, the more I realized how sophisticated Chinese astrology is. So there are 12 signs in the zodiac, but your particular makeup has different levels. So you may have been born in the year of the tiger with the hour of the rooster and the minute of the, dragon or something like that. So I started realizing that this is a really cool big topic. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put below a link to a webinar or class that is on YouTube that I watched that was really cool. So at Kepler College. So if this is something you want to dig a little deeper into, other than like my short, 10-minute video, please do. As always, I like to tell stories. So I was thinking about just really figuring out what the year of the snake is about through its origins. So I watched lots of different origin stories. There wasn't one, which was really interesting to me. Like, we have kind of these agreed upon mythologies for the certain zodiac signs, and there might be multiple ones, but not the breadth. Like, I didn't find any that really overlapped. So I picked the story that resonated with me the most, that I could see where it really aligns with what I think the planetary energy of this year is all about. So I'm going to tell that story. Also, keep in mind that the Chinese Zodiac is not the planets. It's a very different system, and it's more of a calendar. So it has to do with archetypes and how you fit into that particular calendar, and you personally, and shared characteristics. So it's not really following like which planet is in which sign or anything like that. So it's very different than Western or Vedic astrology. So with that being said, let's talk about the year of the snake. So the fable or the mythology that I thought really spoke to me of the origin of how the snake came to become one of the 12 zodiac signs in the Chinese calendar was this one about the snake, who was kind of a sweetheart, started out like a really cute little animal in his own mind, but he had sort of a menacing look. So think about how you feel when you see a snake. Like, it sort of is like, oh, that is a scary looking creature, right? With like the forked tongue and like the pointed head. It's, not warm and fuzzy or cuddly, shall we say. So Snake was just kind of being himself and doing his thing, and he wanted to make friends with the other animals, and the other animals just really didn't want to have anything to do with him. They felt like he was different. They felt like he was unattractive and a little bit scary. So at this point, the snake had arms and legs. So the snake was a little bit more like a lizard, but with a snake head. And so the snake was really sad, as anybody would be that feels shunned by society or feels like a misfit or feels like they are not among the cool kids. Snake went off by himself, and because he couldn't, get anyone to really like interact with him. He didn't know how to interact with the other animals given his appearance. And he became embittered, and he was very lonely and angry. And so the snake, in order to get attention and in order to start connecting with the other creatures, started biting them and started kind of twisting his body around them and squeezing them and, really just picking on them just to get attention. And so one day Panda came up to him, which everyone loves Panda because, right, like pandas are so popular and cute. And Panda kind of scolded the snake and said, "You are not going about this the right way. You can't just go around biting other creatures. Like, that's way uncool. Please stop that." And so the snake told him, "Look, You have no right to say anything. I pray to the Jade Emperor every day to change my appearance, and he never does. And this is what I'm stuck with, so I'll do what I want. You just leave me alone. I don't like you anymore. Okay. The Jade Emperor gets wind of this. Panda tells the Jade Emperor just somehow through the grapevine. And the Jade Emperor sends a general down. And he says, okay, you want to change your appearance and you want to go around biting people and you want to bite other creatures? Well, that's not cool. So the general, poof, casts some sort of spell and the snake's arms and legs disappear. They turn into like particles of light that go into the swamp, and the little tadpoles eat them. And the tadpoles then grow arms and legs. So that's how we get frogs. Just a little bit extra there for you. So the snake is, obviously so upset because this is worse now. Like, not only is he menacing looking, but like now he has no arms and legs and he has to figure out a way to like slither around and he has to move somehow. So the snake is dejected, goes off by himself, and he doesn't know what to do next. And one day a flyer comes floating past, and it's from the Jade Emperor. And the Jade Emperor is holding a competition for all the creatures to select the 12 lucky ones that will be represented in the Zodiac. And the first place winner will get whatever they wish for. So the snake is really determined and says, okay, this is my chance. I'm going to prove myself worthy. And so the snake competes and has a really, good showing, but doesn't win. But think about the determination it took for a snake to, compete in this race and this competition, given that he had no arms and no legs. And like, he basically willed himself forward, which is kind of cool. So that's number one: will, strength, perseverance. Okay. So the Jade Emperor is really impressed and says, okay, you know what? You completed this competition. You've proven yourself worthy. You will become one of the 12 zodiac signs. And so you will have a place in history. You will have a legacy. You will have some prominence. But you didn't come in first, so I will not restore your arms and legs. And so the snake is very sad about this, but understands that he didn't win the competition, and he goes off by himself. And he has to sit with what's happened. He has to sit with the decisions he's made that got him in the place where he's at. And so sometimes bitterness arose up in the snake. And he started to get angry and feel like the world wasn't unfair. And he recognized that that wasn't helping him. So he would shed his skin at that time to be born anew, to rebirth, transform. And then he decided he would go around and eat frogs whole in the hopes that he would get his arms and legs back. Never did. But okay, what does all that mean? Kind of a cool story. And the reason I liked it, because I think it definitely aligns with the themes that we're working with this year, which is perseverance, don't give up, individualism. We're coming from the year of the dragon, the wood dragon, which was a very dramatic year. There was a lot of things that we couldn't foresee, a lot of, just unexpected experiences and just a lot of drama, right? Like last year was kind of exhausting. And just big and bold and loud and just so much, right? This is a year that's a little bit more about consequences. And this is a year about people recognizing that their choices and the decisions they've made have an impact. And so that's the lesson that Snake needed to learn. And he needed to learn to have perseverance during challenging times, to overcome his obstacles, to really ground into himself and not rely on other people. More about self-reliance, less about victimhood. Okay. Dragon is just like big change, archetypal change, like it's a mystical energy. Things feel like faded. Snake's more grounded. So, think about Game of Thrones, like the snake or the dragon flying around, like burning everything to the ground. Like that was sort of dragon energy, but the snake is like low to the ground. The snake doesn't like to be cold. The snake wants to find small places to hide. The snake doesn't try to menace other people necessarily. We had a lot of menacing energy, I think. And so I'm sort of welcoming the idea of more self-reflection and transformation. And I think that this year won't be without consequences, but I do believe for all of us, individually, collectively, but I think the better our choices have been in the past, the easier that it will be this year, because I think it is a year of consequences, and I think it is a year of self-reflection, and it's a year of transformation. It's a year of recognizing that change has to happen, that we can't just keep doing what we've been doing over and over again, because that is the definition of insanity. And so I think that's the moral of the story that I take away, is that transformation and shedding our old skin can give us a new life and a new look on life, new outlook on life, but it won't be without its obstacles or difficulties. So the significance of it being the wood snake, I think there is something about it being more grounded, and wood is earth in a lot of ways. So it's that energy of kind of coming back home within yourself, having a lot more self-reliance. And that correlates to me with a lot of this upcoming Aries energy, which is going to be a little bit more like, masculine and like needing to take care of yourself. So, okay. That is the fable that I chose, and I hope it gives you just a little glimpse into what I think the year of the snake will be all about. And like I said, if you want to dig deeper, I'm going to put a cool talk below that someone else did. She's a great astrologer, and Kepler College is a great astrology school, so highly recommend. And as always, there's a reason and a season for it all. Happy Chinese New Year's. The universe is conspiring to help us. And until next time, stargazers, have a lovely week.